Alright, HadesOmega here, and we're riding the 2018 Triumph Street Scrambler. So let's go fire this bad boy up. So I believe, like all the other Triumphs, you need to hold the clutch in to start it up. There we go. For some reason it wasn't starting. Okay, we're in neutrals. So I've always wanted to ride the Scrambler, Triumph Scrambler. I've ridden all the other Scramblers, the Ducati Scrambler, the Triumph Scrambler, and the R9T Scrambler, and I have not ridden the Triumph version of the Scrambler yet. So yeah. So I guess I'll be right here. And we're just going to take it for a ride here. So we got a little Triumph demo day here. So I've ridden the Bonneville, the Street Twin, Thruxton, all those, you know, classic style Triumphs. And I tell you now, it balances very well. It was up in, we were like at 0 miles an hour there, and my feet were up on the pegs still. The clutch pull is very light, very light. Yeah, very light. I can pull it with one finger. It's so light. So it's got kind of that Spartan gauge cluster. And here we go. We'll talk about the gauge cluster later. Going for a little cruise in the Scrambler. So what sets the Scrambler apart from, like, let's say the Bonneville is it has a more it's an upright riding position. It's probably very similar to the Bonneville. It has more forward foot controls. It feels very similar. Actually, it does feel a lot similar to the Bonneville. And it has a side pipe. It has a high side pipe. That is probably the most characteristic thing about the Scrambler, is that it has this cool looking side pipe that your leg just hovers over the heat shield, you know. And I'm gonna try standing on it. Standing on it is pretty comfortable. I'm a little bit hunched over, just a little bit. A little bit bouncy suspension, but it's it was designed to do some kind of light off-road. That's what a Scrambler is. A Scrambler is like kind of like it's a street bike where they set it up to ride in the dirt. It's not quite a dirt bike or a dual sport, so as to say, but it's probably more along the lines of an adventure bike, sort of, kind of. But it's probably not. It's not optimized for, like, touring. Very light throttle pull. Feels very easy to ride this bike. It's and it's a good size. The tank isn't too big, isn't too small. My knees rest like pretty much where the tank pad is. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, and when we get to a stop, I will let you know how my inseam fares with this. Whoa, all right. I don't know if there's any kind of ride modes on this. There's the only different button than a normal motorcycle control on this is the I button on the left handlebar. And the I button just kind of toggles through, it says 50 miles. I think that's your range. One of them is your range and odometer. This is like a brand new bike. It's getting like 71 miles per gallon here, cruising at 40 miles an hour. Very fuel efficient. It looks like it's getting 40 miles per gallon average. They've got 85 miles range. Not the best range. It has a fuel gauge. That's a nice thing. And it has a tachometer. It does have a tachometer. Okay, that's good. I like that. So One of the gripes I have about these, you know, kind of scrambler style bikes is they don't have tachometers. They have most of the scramblers, like the BMW Scrambler, the R9T Scrambler, do not have a tachometer of any sorts on the bike. This has a digital tachometer, so that's good to have. It's better than nothing. I mean, in true scrambler fashion, they don't have tachometers. You know, it's just kind of just the speedometer. And I can heel foot it. It's pretty low. So I don't know if you can raise it or not. If you wanted to get more ground clearance for off-road riding. This has the 900cc high torque motor. It's kind of like the standard size, the smaller size Triumph, you know, classic engines, the classic twin engines. And you know, it's more than enough grunt to get around the road, that's for sure. That was a full twist right there for like a second. There is no shift indicator, so you don't know what gear you are in. But that's okay. Very few of my bikes have that. Alright, we're going to make a right on Dry Creek Road here. So test its handling out. We'll ride through this and then we'll do some stand-up riding. Alright, let's do some stand-up riding. Pretty comfortable to stand. Squeak! So since we're stopped, you can check out the gas cap. I was wondering how to open this thing. Watch this. Dum, da, da, da. There's a hidden key there. It just looks like you know, you just twist it off gas cap. I tried pushing it in, all this stuff, and I'm like, how do you put gas in this thing? Oh, there's a key on it. That's kind of cool. And I will tell you now, they definitely want to let you know that you are riding a Triumph, because there is like a gazillion, well, there's probably more than 5 Triumph badges on this bike, and I will show you some pictures of that right now. Okay, so it does have adjustable brake and clutch levers, 4 levels of adjustment for the length of pull. It does have traction control. I do not know how to adjust it though. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so traction control is off now. ABS. Okay, so it's pretty easy to adjust it. The traction control and ABS. It does have traction control ABS. It's called TTC and ABS. And basically, you just go to that mode, and then you hold the I button down on the left, and it'll turn on and off. That's how it works. Let's turn ABS on, but I want traction control off. I don't think we'll have any traction issues. Okay, so. Getting on the move again. Woo! Alright, just gonna do some sit down cornering here. Very easy. Hang a knee out? Yeah, you can hang a knee out. But we're not really going that fast, so it's probably not, you don't have to. Can you hang your leg out though? That's what I want to know. Let's hang leg out on this corner right here. Oh man, come on. Okay, well, we'll see if we can do a leg out later. I'm pretty sure you could. It's a Scrambler, man. It's cool like that. Yeah, you kinda can. crossing the road here. I got traction control off. If you were, I don't know, this only has 2 levels of traction control, off and on, so I don't know how that would work off-road if you had the traction control, but it's nice that you can turn it off. I don't know if it defeats it completely. Maybe it has a little bit of traction control. I would like a little bit of traction control. This is a big torquey bike, you know. So we're riding at about 40 miles an hour right now. I think I want to keep the tachometer on. Oh. Yeah, just cruising around you can get 70, and it looks like you can get 40. That looks like about right. On the mouse rate. It has a clock, tachometer. Sorry, this demo ride is a little tame. Hopefully we'll get to go on the freeway. The brake is way down there. It feels, yeah, it's like they want you to ride it upright, so they put the brake way forward, you know. It balances really well. So another thing that puts the Scrambler apart from the Bonneville or the other Triumphs is woo! It's got ample torque, that's for sure. It's not as crazy as the 1200, but yeah, it's got enough. It definitely got enough scoot. It is kind of trippy having the exhaust right next to your leg. I don't know how that works out. I don't know what happened here. I don't know how that works out, but on long trips it may burn your leg. I don't know, but it's not burning my leg right now. It's not that warm a day. I would say it's in like the 80s. We're not going too fast. But that is definitely the coolest feature of this bike is the side pipe. The reason they have the side pipe is so like it doesn't hit stuff when you're riding off-road. Yeah, it doesn't hit stuff when you're riding off-road. That's what my guess is, because the pipe is higher. See that Thruxton over there? The pipes are really low. So I mean, if you dump the bike or you know, you want to do some roosting or whatever, it makes it difficult because you're gonna be scraping the exhaust pipe. But no problem with this one. Also, this has I think it's a 17-inch rear and a 19-inch front. That's one of the differences, and they are spoked wheels, so you gotta go work with the tubes and everything. Pretty easy to downshift. Sweet. It has a conventional front forks, and a single piston. Is it a single piston? I don't know. It's a good question. It's probably a dual piston. It's a dual piston, single brake in the front. It is, I don't know, it's about like half the size of the wheel. I know for off-road applications, you probably don't want to have that big a brake because you can hit it on rocks and stuff easily and damage the brake. So, handles going over the railroad tracks, no problem. I would love to take this bad boy out on the thing. So on the gauge cluster, there is a little wheel icon, and it's kind of like a spiky wheel or like a gear, and it says 4 on it. So, and it goes up and down. That's interesting. 4, 1. I wonder what that is. I think that's a traction control. I'm not sure. Traction control but I thought I turned traction control off. Let's turn it on now. I don't really know what that little cog thing is. Oh, it's a gear. It's a gear indicator. Okay. So funny, man. I'm trying to figure out what is this. It's a gear. Come on, punch it. Woo! I would say its acceleration is probably up there around where the, you know, like a Yamaha FZ07 is, with torque and it feels a lot like that actually. If anything, it feels a little bit more torquier than the FC07 because yeah, it's a 900. Definitely got some get up and go. I think we're gonna make a right here. Street. It's very good. It's very well balanced bike. But yeah, that little gear thing on the gauge cluster is a gear indicator. That's what it is. I'm trying to figure out what it is. It changes. I'm like, now it says N. I'm like, neutral? Okay, so it does have a gear indicator. Man, it's got like everything. The only thing this bike doesn't have are the heated grips. A lot of the Triumph models did have heated grips, so it comes standard on a lot of the bikes, but I guess not this one. I'm assuming you could add it, and I think this has like a USB charging port if you want to charge your goodies. I don't really know where it is. Oh, yeah. Also, I noticed the key is in the middle. Some of the Bonneville, some of the bikes have it on the side. So that's another interesting difference on this. So we'll go over to gauge cluster. I went through all the electronic stuff on the bottom. All the electronic multifunction display stuff is in the 6 o'clock position. Probably 4 to 7 o'clock-ish. Oh shit, here we go. It definitely has enough get up and go on the freeway. Cruising is very comfortable on this bike. I like it. It's a very comfortable riding position. You can ride this all day. I would love to take this thing on the trails, man. You know, the kind of off-roading this thing is designed for is just, you know, kind of just dirt roads, fire roads. All right, we're gonna do leg out. I did leg out, little knee out there, and pretty good. Kept up with the Thruxton, man. The Thruxton is the performance street model, the Triumph line. So there we go, that's it, we're back. Hope you enjoyed the Street Scrambler ride. I like it a lot. I think, you know, I think I would get this over to Bonneville. Because it's pretty much the same thing as the Bonneville, but it's a little more, it's got dirt-oriented stuff. So if you wanted to take it off-road, it's a dual-purpose, Triumph Classic Standard is what it is. So, I like it. Oh. Alright guys, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not really, okay, so the specs will be in the beginning of the video. That's a nice little purple to it. And there it is. Nice, I like it. Maybe it could be a little louder, but I think it's, you know, it's just right. It does have a little skid plate at the bottom. I kind of don't want to touch it. It might be hot because, oh no, the exhaust is on the top. It has a plastic skid plate, so you definitely want to get a metal one if you're going to really do some off-road riding on it. It has some serrated pegs here. And you can take the rubbers off if you want. It has spoke wheels. I think they're tube spoke wheels too. Did you take this one again or no? No. Yeah, cool. Very cool. This is the red with the kind of silver stripes on it. It does have a low fender. That's another thing. That's another thing with the off-road riding. You probably want to get a higher fender if you're going to do some serious off-road riding with it. You know, it's not really designed. That's why they call it the Street Scrambler. It does have some dual sport tires, some Metzler Tourances. They're about like a 80-20 off-road. It's pretty cool though. Alright. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Specs in the beginning of the video. I really enjoyed it. I think I would get it over the Bonneville. You know, as a kind of like, you know, it's like a dual bike, you know. And it's very comfortable. It fits my frame very good. 5'10", 175 pounds. I can flat foot it. It's a little on the heavy side, but it balances well. It's small, you know. I think I rode the desert sled, the Ducati desert sled, and that one is like a hardcore off-road. This is kind of a little bit less than that one, I'd say, because this one is not as tall. It's not that tall. You don't have a lot of ground clearance, so you got to be careful over them rocks. And another thing another issue I'm looking at is the rear brake. The rear brake is under the swing arm. I think that's a horrible place to put it. That's a horrible place because they have the twin shocks. I guess they have to do that, but that's a bad place to put it if you're going to be riding in rock. So all I can say is a street scrambler, no rocks for you, buddy. Stay away from the rocks. There's a lot of stuff that could get damaged if you ride in big rocky areas. But other than that, I think it'll probably do pretty good off-road. It's smaller than the R9T Scrambler, so I'll probably be better than that one off-road. It has a tachometer. It's comfortable to stand like all the Scramblers. The R9T does have a drive shaft, where this one has a chain. The Ducati Scrambler, it's about there with the Ducati Scrambler. I think this is cheaper than the Ducati Scrambler though, so it's pretty bang for your buck. And this one looks so rad with the pipe, man. I love the pipe on this. Pipe is the coolest thing I think I like about this bike. It's just, you know, it's unique. If you want to see what a Bonneville pipe looks like, see how low it is, those little laser guns. That's a. Actually, I want to ride the Speedmaster. Is what I want to ride. Okay.